Greetings all, and welcome to another edition of the Namazu News. I'm the Namazu, here's the news, live letter edition. So the recent live letter has actually revealed a lot of new information, and because I don't like these to go on too long, we're just going to quickly go through everything, with the first bit of information we're going to cover being the release date of the next patch, which is going to be mid-November, meaning it's right around the corner, so be on the lookout for that new patch. So moving on to the actual new information about the game, the first thing revealed to us is what the first allied society is going to be. We have a general idea of what the three are going to be this time around, but the actual first one is going to be the Pelo Pelo. So if you enjoyed the goofy little traders, that's what you have to look forward to for the time being. Moving on from that, the next thing that they talked about was new quest content coming in the next patch. Specifically, we're getting updates to the role quest line, so if you've done all the previous ones, you'll have a new one going into this next patch. We're also getting an update to the Crafter and Gatherer quest lines if you've done that area, which I cannot say the name for because it's Dawn Trail. And lastly, we're also getting Hildebrand, so there's going to be a lot of quest lines to do in the next patch. After talking about the quest lines, they moved on to talk about the duty support. Specifically, they're going to start going back and trying to add duty support to all the non-MSQ dungeons, with the first example they give being Halatali. They then go on to talk about the fact that they're going to be making improvements to the Hall of Novices, with a new section being available at level 49 that is going to be there to teach mechanics like stack markers, spreads, tank busters were some of the ones that they've shown, and who knows, we might get new rewards for the Hall of Novices. This is an improvement that I think a lot of people wanted to see. It's not exactly what people wanted, but just new improvements to the tutorial section is a good thing, and I hope that they do more of that. So it's just interesting. I don't think anyone really expected them to do that. Next, they go on to talk about job changes, specifically saying that they're going to go into more detail with the next live letter, but as a general rule, they're going to try and avoid nerfing jobs, instead choosing to buff weaker ones as they generally do. Now, the bigger part of this section is the PvP section, as the next patch is going to bring massive changes to PvP, with jobs getting new actions, except Pictomancer and Viper because they're already new. Hit detection is being changed, so things like Machinist's Limit Break is now going to be easier to guard against. They're trying to improve upon the responsiveness of the PvP, but yeah, all the jobs outside of Pictomancer and Viper are going to be getting new abilities. Black Mage is apparently going to be getting significant changes, is something they make specific note about. And a very interesting detail is that they noted that 7.2 is going to bring a massive overhaul to Frontline, so that is something to be looking forward to. We might actually be getting a playable Frontline in the future, but we'll have to wait to see what they're actually going to do with it. They just said that it's going to be a major overhaul for Frontline in patch 7.2, so that's something to look forward to down the line. And lastly, for the PvP section, they're going to be making some changes to a couple of the CC maps, so we'll have to wait and see what that is, because we weren't shown, we were just told. Moving on from PvP, we get into PvE, where they show us screenshots of the new dungeon, the Alliance Raid, the Extreme, the Ultimate. Nothing too major, again, it's just screenshots, but some very enlightening screenshots for the Ultimate. Fourth Apocrypha. Ugh. But nothing too major. Again, it wasn't gameplay footage, it was just screenshots. Something with the Extreme does look interesting, but we'll have to see more of that when that comes out. And we also get the reveal of the next Unreal. I hope you like Stormblood, because we're going to be doing Byakko for weeks. I hope you like falling over and over and over and over and over. Kind of wish they would have done Susanoo. Byakko's a cool fight, but that falling section is going to be an experience to do every week. But with that, we move on to the biggest thing to be revealed in this live letter. Kinda. There's a section later on that's going to be pretty big for a lot of people, but this is the one that we kind of knew was coming, because we got the full-on confirmation reveal of the new 24-man Alliance Raid. That's right, we finally get to see it, and with it, we get a new difficulty type, Chaotic, which for 24 people, fitting. So the first 24-man is going to be Cloud of Darkness. So it does look like these 24-man savages are just going to be one fight, since it is Cloud of Darkness and not World of Darkness. Plus, they only showed the fight and made a note that there is no trash, so it does seem like it is just going to be Cloud of Darkness, but we'll have to see. And they showed us a couple of the mechanics for the fight, and good God, it looks horrifying, but that's just because I have PTSD from E9. Oh, God. Now, something else that's very important with this announcement is they made a note that it is going to be worth running over and over again, that it is going to have rewards that incentivize you to do it multiple times, and that they plan on showing these rewards off in the next live letter, which makes me think that it's going to be something like a weapon, or maybe we're going to get like ultimate armor sets for these alliance raids, which might be interesting, but we'll just have to wait and see. I'm definitely really excited to see how this is going to pan out, especially since it does look like they're listening to the criticism that they got from variants and are going to make the rewards worth it. Hopefully, that is. Now, before we get into the last major update, one small little thing they revealed that's going to be exciting for some people, not so much for others, is we got a very interesting Mahjong update. So now you can choose one of the scions to be like an avatar for you when you're playing Doman Mahjong. You can buy them with gold saucer points and then equip them. And then when you're playing Doman Mahjong, it'll play voice lines. So that I mean, if you enjoy Doman Mahjong, that's going to be something interesting for you. You want to play as Estinian, you can have Estinian talk to you while you're playing Doman Mahjong, you know, Stola, etc., etc., etc. It's interesting. It's interesting. It's not going to be for everybody because not everybody plays Doman Mahjong, but it's a cool thing. It's a cool enough thing. But the last major update that is going to make a lot of people happy, I would imagine, is some rather big housing updates. Two things specifically. The first thing is that you can now remodel the interior of your house, and you're no longer stuck with the district interiors. So you know how you have those pillars, those like ugly pillars in Ul'dah. Now you can just get rid of those and change it to be something else. They even showed off new interiors that you can have, and it just makes things look really nice, and it's going to add an extra level of detail to, you know, people's housings. It is really a major update because before you basically had to deal with these like fixtures. Now you don't. It's a good update, but they did note that not going to be the case for the outside. It's only going to be for the inside, but it's nice, especially since they're going to be adding new ones, so there's going to be a lot more customizability to your housing. But the big update that they revealed is they are now implementing a function that allows you to change the size of the inside of your house. What do I mean by that? Well, now for a exorbitant fee, we don't know how much it's going to be, but they said it's going to be a lot. You can now change how big the inside of your house is. You can have a small house, but now pay a fee to upgrade the inside of your house. The outside stays the same, but the inside of your house to be a mansion, because to quote Yoshi P, I mean, you're basically entering a different dimension when you go in your house anyways. So that means that, you know, a lot more people are going to have access to those large interiors. Again, for an exorbitant price. They made that apparent that you're going to have to pay a lot for it. I would imagine that you'll probably just have to pay the price of a large. So if you wanted to upgrade your small interior to a large interior, you probably have to pay the 40 million if I had to guess. Because if you didn't, it wouldn't be worth going for a large. You just go for a small and pay the thing. I mean, there's still the outside. But yeah, no, that's a pretty big update, because it's a lot easier to, you know, to get those smalls and those mediums than it is to get the larges. And now, you know, everybody has the opportunity to have those big decorative houses, and it just opens up a lot of opportunities for you. Because there's going to be people that couldn't get a large that, you know, maybe wanted to do some RP, make an RP like a cafe or something. I don't know. I don't partake, but it's now an option for people, and I definitely think this is going to be something that's going to make a lot of people incredibly excited, and it's definitely gonna make that that want for housing to go up. Now, I should note the interior part that I talked about, where you can change your fixtures and stuff. That's going to be coming in the next patch. However, the size change is not. That is going to be coming in 7.2 or beyond. I don't think they specifically said when that's coming. But it's not coming next patch. They made a point to say that it's not coming next patch. That's just the interior. But with that, we're officially at the end. That's all the major updates to come from the live letter. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, like the video, subscribe to the channel, check out one of my... If you did, like the video, subscribe to the channel. But that's it for me. See you next time.